Good evening, everybody, and welcome back. Tonight, we're taking a look at Vicious, starring Dakota Fanning from 2025. Polly, that always slightly terrified but determined woman in her 30s, who is trudging through life trying to get it together. Job applications, voicemails from her mom, the big old house that she can't really afford. All that usual suburban existential dread. Then one night, there's a knock at the door. Enter the elderly stranger, who definitely should not hold the box. Played by an actor who looks like they moonlight both as the wise mentor and the creepy harbinger. She drops off a mysterious box, lays down the rules. Put in something you need, something you hate, and something you love. Oh, and survive till dawn. Simple, right? Spoiler alert, nothing simple stays simple. What starts as weird Tupperware ritual escalates into a full psychological obstacle course. The walls creak, reality wobbles, phone calls from dead people are a thing. Dang it. And Polly is dragged through memories, guilt trips, and a version of her own brain that really, really wants to mess with her. She tries classic, something I hate. Picks, cigarettes, sure. Something I need. Q, self-inflicted horror. Something I love. Q, the niece, who may or may not be in some creepy video. And yes, the box keeps pushing her to choose again, and again, and again. Like every choice brings a twist that makes you want to go, wait, did I miss something in the fine print clause or something? But by the end of the night, Polly is bleeding, emotionally and otherwise. Reality is bent like overcooked spaghetti. And that box? It's less a box and more of a metaphor for everything Polly both fears and can't escape. From grief to self-loathing to fear of death, etc. And her big final move? Instead of letting the box scare her into doing its dirty work, she stops being afraid. Which, shockingly, turns out to be the thing the box absolutely did not want. The box loses, or maybe just pauses. Polly maybe wins, and the movie closes on whether she'll carry on or collapse under the haunted weight of all that horror. So if you're signing up for Vicious, bring extra blankets for hiding under, a strong Wi-Fi connection in case you need to pause and figure out what in the world is happening, and maybe stock up on a few things that you love because the box might demand them, and you'll need something good to lean on. All right, everybody, this is the time of the night that we get into the review for Vicious 2025, starring Dakota Fanning. So for story and plot, we gave it a 3. Imagine if Hellraiser, Bird Box, and a self-help seminar on facing your inner demons had a baby, and then that baby was left unsupervised in a haunted house. Vicious gives us a cursed box with rules so confusing it feels like IKEA furniture instructions written by Satan. The story starts strong, but halfway through, you'll wonder if the box is cursed or if it's just the plot pacing. For characters and acting, we also gave this a 3. Polly, our leading lady, is basically every millennial trying to survive emotional trauma and late-stage capitalism all at the same time. She cries, screams, and stares into the middle distance like she's remembering every bad decision she's ever made. The supporting cast exists mainly to deliver vague warnings or die stylishly. No Oscars here, but hey, they all look terrified, and that's all that counts. So editing and pacing, we also gave this a 3. The movie moves like a haunted treadmill, slow at first, and suddenly throwing you face first into a jump scare. 1 minute you're in a deep emotional introspection, the next you're wondering if your TV just glitched, or if that was the part of the movie. The editing does its best to keep things spooky, but it sometimes feels like the editor was also trapped in the box. So for emotional impact, we gave this a 4. Despite its narrative hiccups, Vicious hits surprisingly hard when it wants to. Between the psychological trauma, eerie symbolism, and what even is reality anymore moments, you feel deeply unsettled. And maybe even a little sad. It's the kind of film that makes you question your life choices, and whether you should open mysterious packages ever again. So for theme and message, we gave this one a 3. The message seems to be, face your fears or die horribly. Which, to be fair, is solid life advice. The box represents guilt, grief, and poor impulse control. All relatable horrors. It's deep, but not that deep. Like a TED Talk hosted by a demon. So for originality and creativity, we gave this a 2. Haunted object? Check. Emotional trauma? Check. Obligatory face yourself metaphors? Double check. While Vicious tries to remix familiar tropes, it often feels like a horror movie assembled from spare parts in the director's garage. It's scary, yes, but it's kind of scary you've seen before, just wearing a slightly different mask. So what is our final verdict on Vicious with Dakota Fanning? Well, Vicious is like ordering a psychological horror on Wish. You kind of get what you wanted, but it arrives in a weird box that screams at you. It's creepy, emotional, and occasionally profound, if you can survive the deja vu. Perfect for horror fans who enjoy existential dread, unreliable realities, and shouting, "Don't open it!" at the screen for about 90 minutes straight. All in all, would I watch this movie? Yeah. Would I go out and make an evening of it to go to, let's say, the theater? Would I buy this one on Amazon? No, I would not. I would wait for this one to become a free Netflix special. Probably within the next 3 to 4 months, my guess. So the internet tells me that the rotten reviews came back at a 47%. Our criteria here brought it in at about 60%. I think both the rotten reviews and us were both kind of on the same page here, where I don't think that we would rewatch this movie ever again after the first time. Again, if you're bored, it's worth watching, but only when it's free. Thanks everybody for stopping by. Remember to hit the like and subscribe buttons as we bring you more content in the future. Have a great night, everybody.